Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Thursday, April 25th, 2024. Today I'm going to recap the NBA and Stanley Cup playoff games from last night. Look ahead to today's games in sports. We'll do baseball too. Soccer will recap last night's episode of Survivor. My final NFL mock draft. And then after that, I'm going to reveal the bets that I made prior to the draft for the portfolio. And then news and notes and best bet. All right. NBA playoffs. We'll kick it off. We had two games last night. One shocking result and the other not shocking result. Heat upset the Celtics 111-101 to even up this baby at one apiece. They do it without Jimmy Butler, which is shocking. Caleb Martin turned back into the guy in their run from last year, and Tyler Herro hit 6 threes. I mean, I kind of think this was a little bit fluky because they hit a bunch of threes, but Celtics got to play better. It's obvious to say they got to play better, but I think they're fine. It's just one bad game. Everybody has it. And just got to move on if you're Boston. Now we actually have a series. Thunder over the Pelicans, 124-92 to take a 2-0 series lead. I think the Pelicans are just overrated without Zion. And maybe just in general with Zion. But people are picking them to, potentially win the series. Come on. That's disrespectful for OKC. Well, I'll put it this way. I probably would have picked the Lakers over OKC if that was the matchup. But it wasn't. So OKC takes a 2-0 series lead. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 33. So, big time win for OKC, up 2-0 in the series. All right, 7 o'clock NBA TV tonight, Caps Magic. Magic's first home playoff game in a long time. I think that crowd's going to be electric. My projection is the Magic by 1.5 till 2:19 and 19/20. And it is Orlando giving 2.5, total 200. I'm going to go over. Somebody's probably going to get hot from 3 minutes. Franz Wagner, maybe Paulo, maybe Caleb Houston, maybe Marco Fultz, but I think somebody's going to get hot from 3 in that game. 7:30 TNT, Knicks Sixers. My projection, Sixers 2 3/4, so 223 in the fifth, and it's 5 and 203. That's ridiculous. I like that over 2, but Knicks plus 5, I think, is some value. I don't think New York wins outright. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but they'll cover. Just like the Sixers covered game 2. I think Knicks covered game 3. But the Sixers get on the board in the series, as does Orlando. And 10 o'clock on TNT, Nuggets Lakers. Minus the Nuggets by 3 1/4 till 229 and 7/20, and it's Lakers by 1 till 215. Love the over. This is my favorite of the 3 overs. But I don't trust my number because I think the Lakers are desperate and they really have to win this game. So I'm willing to take minus 112 on the money line. So my pick for the podcast is going to be the over. And I disagree with my numbers here, and I think the Lakers win the game here. Okay, the Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll go over last night's games and look ahead to tonight. Bruins over the Maple Leafs 4-2 to take a 2-1 series lead. Golden Knights over the Stars 3-1 to take a 2-0 series lead over the Western Conference regular season champs. And the Kings over the Oilers 5-4 in overtime on a game winner by Anze Kopitar to even up this baby at 1 apiece. Only 2 games tonight, 7 o'clock TBS, Panthers Lightning. The Lightning are minus 114. The Panthers minus 105. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 142. Unders plus 116. Panthers plus 1.5 is minus 60. Lightning minus 1.5 is plus 210. I'm going to do Lightning money line. I think they get on the board in the series tonight. And at 7:30 ESPN2, Hurricanes Islanders game 3. Canes minus 170. Isles plus 140. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 102. Unders minus 120. Canes minus 1.5 is plus 160. Isles plus 1.5 is minus 194. Islanders outright. They got on the board in the series plus 140. All right, Major League Baseball. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to today. Cards over to D-backs 5-1. Mets over to Giants 8-2. O's over to Angels 6-5. Red Sox over to Guardians 8-0. Brewers over to Pirates 3-2. Reds over to Phillies 7-4. Dodgers over to Nationals 11-2. Rays over to Tigers 7-5. Yankees over to A's 7-3. Braves over to Marlins 4-3-10 on a walk-off double by Michael Harris II. Twins over to White Sox 6-3. Cubs over to Astros 4-3. Royals over to Blue Jays 3-2. Rangers over to Mariners 5-1. And the Padres over the Rockies 5-2. All right, small slate today. 12:30 Brewers Pirates. Freddie Peralta, Mitch Keller. Brewers minus 130, Pirates plus 110, over under 7. Overs minus 112, unders minus 8. Brewers plus 1 or minus 1.5 is plus 136. Pirates plus 1.5 is minus 164. This is a tough one, but I'm going to take the under. 1 o'clock, Red Sox Guardians. Chase Anderson, Tristan McKenzie. Guardians minus 154, Red Sox plus 130, over under 7.5, minus 10 each way. Sox plus 1.5 is minus 170. Guardians minus 1.5 is plus 140. I'm going to go over on that one, as good as Chase Anderson's been. White Sox Twins. Michael Soroka and Simeon Woods Richardson. Twins minus 225. White Sox plus 188. Over under 8. Minus 10 each way. White Sox plus 1.5 is minus 106. Twins minus 1.5 is minus 113. If you get an opportunity to bet against the White Sox on the run line, you do it. Twins minus 1.5 at minus 113. Phillies Reds. Zach Wheeler and Nick Martinez. Phillies minus 158. Reds plus 134 for under 8. Overs minus 105. Unders minus 115. Phillies minus 1.5 is plus 104. Reds plus 1.5 is minus 125. Kind of like the over, but I don't feel good about it. 2 o'clock Blue Jays Royals. Jose Barrios and Cole Reagans. Royals minus 112. Jays minus 104 for under 7.5. Overs minus 122. Unders even money. Jays minus 1.5 is plus 152. Royals plus 1.5 is minus 194. Jays favored on the run line. Royals favored on the money line. I'm going under at even money. Astros Cubs 220. Justin Verlander and Javier Assad. Astros minus 3. Cubs plus 110. Over under 8. Overs minus 102. Unders minus 120. Astros minus 1.5 is plus 132. Cubs plus 1.5 is minus 160. What evidence do you have that the Astros are going to turn it around? Cubs plus 110. And the Cubs are 15-9. Like, that can't be slept on. Only 2 games, or game and a half, back of the Yankees in terms of, like, overall. Like, the Cubs are really good. 2:30 Mariners Rangers. Luis Castillo and Andrew Heaney. Mariners minus 120. Rangers plus 102 over under 8.5. Overs minus 162. Unders even money. Mariners minus 1.5 is plus 132. Rangers plus 1.5 is minus 160. Neither of these guys have been good this year. I'm going to go over 4.5 Mariner runs minus 106. 3 o'clock Padres Rockies. Randy Vasquez and Dakota Hudson. Padres minus 148. Rockies plus 126. Over under 11. Overs minus 112. Unders minus 108. Padres minus 1.5 is even money. Rockies plus 1.5 is minus 120. I like the under. 4 o'clock Dodgers Nationals. Yoshi Yamamoto and Mackenzie Gore. Dodgers minus 205, Nats plus 172, over under 8.5, overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Dodgers minus 1.5 is minus 120, Nats plus 1.5 is even money. I'm going to take the over 8.5 and minus 102. And last but not least, 7 o'clock, A's Yankees. So, a standalone game in the Bronx. Alex Wood and Nestor Cortez, Yankees going for the series win. Minus 255 favorites, A's are plus 210, over under 8, overs even money, unders minus 122. A's plus 1.5 is plus 104. Yankees minus 1.5 is minus 125. Yankee offense showed signs of life yesterday. So I'm going to go over 8 at even money. All right. Now I'm going to move on to soccer. We will go over notable results from yesterday and look ahead to today. French League 1. PSG over Lorient 4-1. Monaco over Lille 1-0. Marseille Nice 2-2 draw. Premier League. Bournemouth over Wolves 1-0. Crystal Palace over Newcastle 2-0. Everton over Liverpool 2-0. Man United over Sheffield United 4-2. Today at 3 o'clock, Brighton Man City. That's a big one for Premier League today. Man City minus 270. Brighton plus 650. Draw plus 440. I'm going to go over 3.5 goals at plus 108. We have an advantage game finishing today between Udinese and AS Roma in Serie A. Eredivisie, FC20 over Almere City 3-1. Ajax Excelsior 2-2 draw. All right, today 2 games, 12:45 Heerenveen and PSV. Just got to pull that up really quickly. PSV minus 360, Heerenveen plus 750. The draw is plus 440. Over 3.5 goals minus 112. At 3 o'clock, the go-ahead Eagles and Feyenoord. Feyenoord's minus 95. Go-ahead Eagles plus 440. Draw plus 320. I'm going to go over 3.5 goals at plus 118. I'm just looking to see if I missed anything else. The Pro League today, 11 o'clock, Al Fayed and Al Tai. I'm going to say that's a draw. 2 o'clock, Al Raida and Al Ali. I'm going to go Al Ali there. And then 2 o'clock, Al Wada and Al Hazaim. I'm going to go Al Wada at home there. Europa League semifinals are a week from today. So, we don't have to worry about that today. So that's pretty much it for soccer. I know we have a lot of soccer on tomorrow night's show. All right, Survivor. I meant to say tomorrow morning show. Survivor was an interesting episode last night. So the show begins. Then back at Tribal, talking about what went down with Q and how mad everyone was for ruining the plan. And then Liz was upset about how she's flying under the radar and not getting credit for the Tevin blindside because of all the events happening with Q. And then there's Tree Mail. And the Tree Mail says that you have to partner in the groups of 3 for the immunity challenge, where you go over steps of the challenge, and then the first 2 teams that win the first part advance to the second part, and then the losing group is out. The next 2 groups go the winning group advances, and then the individual stage, and the winner of that wins immunity. So the first part of the challenge, you had to walk across a balance beam with holding a circular ball with 2 sticks, and if the ball dropped, you had to start over again. And then all 3 players had to do that part of the stage, and then you had to go across another balance beam, and then you had to untie some strings, and then the first 2 groups to untie the strings and get back to the platform moved on. So the group that was sent to tribal right away felt like the old Yanu group. I think it was Q, Tiff, and it was Q, Tiff, or no, wait a second. So I know the groups were Maria, Hunter, and Charlie, Ben, I think it was Ben, Tiff, and was it Ben, Tiff, and Q? I know Kenzie was on the group that lost. I think it was Kenzie, Q, and not Venus. I don't remember if it was Liz. There might have been Liz, Venus. I don't remember exactly what the groups were. But I remember what the other group was, amazingly enough. But I want to say it was Liz, Q, and Venus, and then Tiff, Kenzie, and Ben. I know whatever group Kenzie was in lost first. So that group lost, and then it was the second stage. And you had to do some obstacle stuff, and then the first group landing the circular balls on the platform moved on to the individual phase. And in the individual phase, you had to hold on to, you had to balance yourself. You had to have the feet on a narrow platform, and then you had to hold on to a bar. And then the person that lasted the longest won. And the person that lasted the longest ended up being Charlie, who won individual immunity. Hunter came in second, and then Maria came in third. That was the winning group. So, and then they make up ideas for tribal. Tiff gets suspicious that they can blindside tonight. So Tiff says that, I'm going to play my idol. And then at the very last second, Hunter reveals his secret that he has an idol. And all of a sudden, everybody freaks out, and everybody changes plans on the spot. So they go to tribal. Q has yet another scene of kind of like a vote me out kind of thing. It reminisced of last week's tribal, but not as bad. So everybody voted, and we ended up with the 4-4-1 tie with 4 votes for Hunter, 4 votes for Q, and a random vote for Ben. And then they go to a tiebreaker where Q and Hunter couldn't vote. And then there was a 6-1 vote of Hunter. And the one person that voted for Q was Liz, who was left out of the vote. Not good for her. So, Hunter's gone. See ya. Goes home with an idol in his pocket. So, really interesting show. Best move of the episode, Tiff not playing her idol, because that would have been a waste, because she had no votes. Worst move of the episode, Hunter not playing his idol after saying he was. Because he got comfortable enough to the point where he thought Q was going to be the vote. So, not ideal. Best decision, favorite moment of the episode, I'm going to say I liked Kenzie doing her, impression of Q. I thought that was really funny. Worst moment of the episode, definitely Q trying to screw everybody's plans up for Tribal. And I also didn't like seeing Liz get emotional because her plan got overshadowed. You know what, Liz? Stop crying. That might actually throw you under the radar for good reason, because had the Tevin blindside worked and Q not lost his mind, the target would have been on your back. And I know you were left out of the vote this week, and that's not a good look for Liz, but yeah, don't cry over something silly like that. And maybe that was a blessing in disguise that the Q drama happened that episode. Winner pick, I'm sticking with Maria. She's the strongest player in the group. There was a week where I thought Hunter was going to potentially win, but whoops. Yeah, Maria's winning this thing. And she reminds me a lot of Dee, who was last year's winner. Next out. I think somebody weird's going to go home. I have a feeling it's going to be one of the girls. I don't think it's going to be Tiff, because I think she plays her idol. I know Maria wants to vote out Tiff really bad. I know Maria in next week's episode preview talks about a game-changing move. Could be it. But, I am actually tempted to say Tiff. And they flushed her idol too. But I think Tiff's a smart enough player to where she's going to play her idol. And I'm going to say that Tiff plays her idol. Everyone votes for her. Votes don't count. Q's safe another week. And I'm going to say, I think Liz goes home. I think this is setting up for her her downfall after what I thought was an under-the-radar game for her. So I'm going to say Liz goes home. But I don't feel good about it. All right, NFL mock draft, my last one of the year. This is a crazy mock. I don't project trades, but I do see I do see potential trades happening. So my final mock draft is not a reflection on what I predicted last night on my draft preview show, because I made this mock draft before the predictions. But I probably will reveal an actual final mock on Twitter tonight before the draft goes off. And then I'll project trades too. So without further ado, here we go. Number 1, the Chicago Bears from the Carolina Panthers, Caleb Williams, quarterback, USC. Williams is going to be the pick. We know it. Set out to be the best quarterback draft prospect of Andrew Luck by some people. He has great playmaking skills, but off-field attitude could be concerning. 2, the Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels, quarterback, LSU. It looks like a lock that Jaden Daniels is going to. He's over 10-1 and minus money to go to. You could argue he has higher upside than Drake May, and he showed his upside in the Heisman Trophy winning campaign. Number 3, the New England Patriots. J.J. McCarthy, quarterback, Michigan. The Patriots pass on Drake May and take the Michigan product of McCarthy, which has been a hot rumor on draft eve, or as we sit here on draft day. He doesn't really make mistakes and has good accuracy despite not having a high ceiling. 4, the Arizona Cardinals. Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver, Ohio State. The Cardinals are doing cartwheels here after landing perhaps the best wideout prospect since Calvin Johnson. Harrison Jr. is a nightmare for defenses due to his size and athleticism. 5, the Los Angeles Chargers. Joel, offensive tackle, Notre Dame. There's rumors that they want to take him at 5. Maybe they'll end up taking him if they trade down. He'd be a good fit. They need another tackle to go with Rashawn Slater. 6, the New York Giants. Malik Neighbors, wide receiver, LSU. A lot of rumors that the pick's going to be a quarterback. But say if they're all gone. Where do you go? You go here. Neighbors can make big plays, and the Giants' offense needs that. 7, the Tennessee Titans. J.C. Latham, offensive tackle, Alabama. Some may call this a reach, but the Chargers could take all, and Tennessee could be left scrambling. Latham is a versatile offensive lineman and is one of the stronger players in the draft. 8, the Atlanta Falcons. Byron Murphy II, defensive tackle, Texas. Murphy here at 8 would be a reach, but if the Falcons traded down for someone to jump the Bears for Rome Odunze, or the Bears move up to protect themselves and get Rome, sure. Murphy has solid disruptive play, and he would be great at stopping the run in a pass rush that already has Grady Jarrett. 9, the Chicago Bears. Rome Odunze, wide receiver, Washington. The Bears have a lot of options here, including a trade down. So this is an interesting pick. They need more weapons around Caleb Williams, and Odunze has speed, size, and he plays through contact. 10, New York Jets. Brock Bowers, tight end, Georgia. The Jets go with the sexy choice here in Bowers, getting Aaron Rodgers another weapon to throw to. Bowers always stood out in school due to size, athleticism, and his elite ball skills. 11, the Minnesota Vikings. Drake May, quarterback, North Carolina. This obviously is a trade-up scenario, but I don't do trades in mocks. May has the strength, size, and mobility to be a traditional franchise quarterback. 12, the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix, quarterback, Oregon. The Broncos taking Bo Nix this high remind me of when the Giants took Daniel Jones at 6 from a standpoint of shock. It's obvious that the Broncos will draft a quarterback at some point, and Nix is mobile, accurate, has the decision-making Sean Payton would like. 13, the Las Vegas Raiders. Michael Penix Jr., quarterback, Washington. 6 quarterbacks in the first round, let alone within the first 13 picks, is crazy, but here we are. Penix has excellent arm strength and is always good at extending plays. 14, the New Orleans Saints. Alu Fashanu, offensive tackle, Penn State. It feels obvious that the Saints are going to take a tackle here, and they take the last of the top tackles on the board with Fashanu. He did not have a great season in college last year, but he had way more upside than he showed. 15, the Indianapolis Colts. Dallas Turner, edge rusher, Alabama. This would be a steal for the Colts, landing a player that most people had going in the top 10 not long ago. Turner has great speed and athleticism, and he can also stop the run. 16, the Seattle Seahawks. Talise Fuaga, offensive tackle, Oregon State. Fuaga this way would be a major steal for the Seahawks, and he would actually be the last of the top prospects from an offensive tackle standpoint. He's a strong player, perfect plug-and-play guy. 17, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Terrion Arnold, cornerback, Alabama. The Jaguars land perhaps the best corner in the draft at 17. Arnold is not known for discipline, but he has excellent ball production and is super athletic. 18, the Cincinnati Bengals. Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver, LSU. If the Bengals take a wideout here, it likely means the team is willing to move on from T. Higgins. Thomas' spot is arguably a reach, but he has excellent size and speed and better run route skills than given credit for. 19, the Los Angeles Rams. Laiatu Latu, edge rusher, UCLA. Latu's draft range dropped after free agency with a lot of teams needing quarterbacks and other areas of need. Latu is a fast player, but his attacking abilities make him stand out, and the Rams can use that energy with Aaron Donald retired. 20, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Quinyon Mitchell, cornerback, Toledo. This would be a solid pick for the Steelers considering the need for their secondary. Despite coming off a conference that flies under the radar, Mitchell is aggressive and has good size. 21, the Miami Dolphins. Graham Barton, interior offensive line, Duke. This would be a solid pick for the Dolphins considering they need help on the offensive line with the free agency losses they suffered. Barton has good football IQ and good hand placement, but doesn't consistently dominate. 22, the Philadelphia Eagles. Amarius Mims, offensive tackle, Georgia. The Eagles think long-term with the pick and go with Mims. He has a massive frame, and he excels in pass protection. 23, the Minnesota Vikings from the Houston Texans via the Cleveland Browns. Jared Verse, edge rush, Florida State. A lot of folks think that this selection will be made by another team, but if the Vikes were to stay here, Verse makes sense. Plug and play pass rusher who is athletic, always aware, and explosive. 24, Dallas Cowboys. Troy Fatano, interior offensive line, Washington. This would be a steal for the Cowboys considering they need help on the offensive line and with the free agency losses they suffered. Fatano is a powerful player. He's versatile. He's athletic. 25, the Green Bay Packers. Cooper DeJuan, cornerback, Iowa. This would be a solid pick for the Packers who could use a corner with the uncertain future of Jair Alexander. DeJuan's super athletic, and he has rare mass and frame density for a corner. 26, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Chop Robinson, defensive end, Penn State. With Shaq Barrett leaving in free agency, the Bucs have an obvious need on the pass rush. Robinson has intense power and energy that could ignite a pass rush. 27, the Arizona Cardinals from the Houston Texans. Jerzon Newton, defensive tackle, Illinois. The Cardinals need help everywhere on their defense, and here they take Newton to shore up their front. Newton has good size and technique, has alignment versatility, super durable, which is important for a team that has a lot of injury-prone players. Or not injury-prone players, but a team that really needs help there. 28, the Buffalo Bills. Adonai Mitchell, wide receiver, Texas. With the trading of Stephon Diggs and losing Gabe Davis in free agency, the need for the Bills to draft the wide receiver is a must. Mitchell is someone that is super explosive with the speed and ability to get down the field, but does not provide breakaway speed. 29, the Detroit Lions. Kool-Aid McKinstry, cornerback, Alabama. This pick would be a good one for the Lions considering the major league at the position. McKinstry brings a high football IQ as well as good length and physicality to that secondary. 30, the Baltimore Ravens. Tyler Guyton, offensive tackle, Oklahoma. The Ravens can use some help on the exterior of their O-line with Morgan Moses traded, so Guyton makes sense. He's somebody that is a work in progress but has physical traits and effective when asked to pull. 31, the San Francisco 49ers. Nate Wiggins, cornerback, Clemson. The 49ers get themselves a possible steal here with Wiggins, who could go much higher than this. He has excellent length and is very patient. in pass coverage. And 32 to Kansas City Chiefs. Ladd McConkey, wide receiver, Georgia. Pick and choose any wide receiver that people have mocked him late in the first round. I wouldn't blink. McConkey is someone whose stock is rising and is getting a lot of praise from football people with his toughness and selflessness. So there was the final mock draft, but doesn't necessarily mean that it'll be my final. It's just the final one I'm going to do as a segment on the podcast. All right, real quick, bets I made for the draft. I just want to touch base with them. And see what happens. So I have the bets I already placed before yesterday. Broncos to draft J.J. McCarthy at 9-1. All of my bets I laid were a 20th of a unit. J.J. McCarthy, number 5 overall pick, plus 450. Position of Los Angeles Rams' first drafted player, cornerback, 13-1. That was 14-1 yesterday, so not the best number. Position of Kansas City Chiefs' first drafted player, defensive line edge, 19-1. I mean, I've seen Chop Robinson mocked to them. I've seen Darius Robinson mocked to them. So why not? They're just based on value. Bengals' first drafted player, wide receiver, plus 850. Position of Ravens' first drafted player, defensive line edge, plus 550. I've seen those players I listed for the Chiefs mocked to the Ravens as well. 7-leg parlay, just under 22-1. To be a first-round pick parlay. Adonai Mitchell, Jerzon Newton, Michael Penix Jr., Clay McKinstry, Bo Nix, Jackson Powers-Johnson, Ladd McConkey. First of position drafted parlay. This is fun. Latu, first D-line edge drafted. That was plus 175. Junior Colson, first linebacker drafted, was plus 125. Tyler Newman, plus 165 for first safety drafted. Terrion Arnold, first corner drafted, plus 115. And the one that boosted us to over 210-1, Blake Corum, first running back drafted, 5-1. The payout will be over $1,000 on a $5 bet. We'll see. Number 7 overall pick, Malik Neighbors, 11-1. This bet is pretty much Giants take a quarterback and Chargers go O-line. Rome Odunze, number 8 overall pick, 10-1. That's a trade up or Bears, obviously. Trade up. Could be Bears or someone else. Yeah, Leatu Latu, number 9 overall pick, is 20-1. Over 6.5 total number of wide receivers drafted in round 1, plus 240. Graham Barton draft position over 20.5, plus 102. So those are the bets I have right now. There's a chance I do place more bets as the day goes on. All right, news and notes. So, a lot we have to get to. Reggie Bush to get Heisman reinstated. That's awesome for Reggie Bush. And Johnny Manziel welcomed back to Heisman fraternity. 2 big extensions by the Detroit Lions. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 4 years, $120 million. he becomes the league's NFL. He becomes the league's highest paid receiver. That's crazy. And then, Penny Sewell got a big extension too. 4 years, $112 million. The Charlotte Hornets like J.J. Redick, as he's a serious candidate to become the next head coach of the team. Blake Snell going on the 15-day injured list with the left adductor strain. Not great for San Francisco. Shaq called the Miami upset last night on TNT. The Giants could draft Michael Penix Jr. at 6 if they can't land Drake May. I think that's a lie. That would be absurd. Like, really absurd. I like Michael Penix. And to me, like, I have him in my personal rankings right there with J.J. McCarthy. But to me, if you want Penix, if you're the Giants, you trade back to, like, I don't know. Try to trade back and then move back up ahead of the Raiders and the Broncos to get him. La Liga may come to the U.S. as they're aiming to hold games aboard from 2025 to 26. That's pretty cool. Xavi to stay at Barca after saying he leave following the season, so that's good news for Barca. Giannis is entering the next stage of recovery from calf injury, but is it going to be too late? Cody Bellinger going on the injured list with the injury, and Pete Crow Armstrong coming up in his place. That's pretty cool for PCA. Stojakovic has drawn interest from UNC, Kentucky, Michigan, and USC. That's the son of former NBA player Peja Stojakovic. Keandre Lambert-Smith transfers to Auburn. That's a big get for them. Sue Bird joins Storm ownership. That's pretty cool. Naz Reid wins the 6th Man of the Year in what was the closest vote for that award ever over Malik Monk. The Cowboys met with Ezekiel Elliott about a reunion. Trey Hendrickson requests a trade. He wants long-term security. Bengals 0 interest in moving Hendrickson and don't plan to do so. And his agent says hopefully the team reconsiders long-term, as a report came out saying that he may retire. A Jared Goff deal with the Lions is not close, as there's no imminent deal for him after St. Brown and Sewell's extensions. Jaden Daniels 100% joining the Commanders amid speculation he wouldn't play for them. The Colts not ruling out Marvin Harrison Jr. as Jim Irsay's eyeing a move for MHJ to play for father's former team. Ooh. Justin Fields likely to be a free agent as the Steelers are not picking up his 5th-year option. Oh, my God. San Jose Sharks fired David Quinn. That's not surprising. David Quinn's just not a good hockey coach. I'm sorry, he's not. I know he did good with Team USA. That was probably his best coaching job. But he was terrible with the Rangers, and he was really, really bad with the Sharks. The new Utah NHL franchise has filed 8 trademark applications, including ice. So keep an eye out for the names for that one. Cardinals option Jordan Walker to AAA. Not great after he starts the year hitting .155. MLB upset about Aaron Boone's Monday ejection, as the league considers Monday's incident a bad ejection. I agree. He didn't even do anything. The Eagles are eyeing a trade-up if they've been making calls about potentially moving up from 22. Chargers eyeing Joe Alt at number 5. That makes sense. Deion Sanders defends Michael Penix Jr. after people are ripping Penix. So that's nice for Deion Sanders, rival coach, to defend Penix, who is an opponent. Chargers want Blake Corum as he's expected to be the top target for Jim Harbaugh on day 2. Of course, he wants his Michigan guys. All right, so there you have it for news and notes. Last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. So I'm going to lay a 20th of a unit, and I am going to lay the run line with the Twins against the White Sox. Any golden opportunity to bet against the White Sox, do it. The White Sox are a joke. Twins -1.5 at -110. I know it was at plus money earlier. Went down it was -113 earlier, so I got the better of the number. So a 20th of a unit, Twins -1.5 at -110 against the White Sox for best bet of the day. That's it for the show. I'll be back maybe later tonight to do round 1 recap and give out instant reaction grades. And then tomorrow's show will be a big Friday show with all the playoff stuff going on and whatnot. Then we'll talk American Idol as well. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.